Om Sthapakaya cha dharmasya sarvadharmasvarupine avatara varisthaya Ramakrishnaya te namaha. The chapter Master and Vijay Krishna Goswami. I felt very badly when I heard the passing away of boy. Sri Ramakrishna is telling, there was a boy school going to sit for meditation here, there, he lived somewhere else. As a school boy, he says, he told me that he had visions of many divine forms. He had many divine forms. Means God revealing to him when the feelings reaches its acme to the extent that I am not able to live without his presence. Without seeing him, my body is going to fall off. Such a longing, such a desire within to transcend the nature by reaching God, by seeing God, by meeting God, I enter into life eternal. I transcend all limitations of nature forever, and I am in a world of absolute freedom, of absolute bliss and peace, a ocean of bliss and peace I am going to enter, which is eternal and unchanging. So this aspiration is there in every jiva, hidden in every jiva, because his innermost content is that it has been covered, veiled off from the mind and senses. Mind and senses have turned inward, so they do not know what is inside. When a person comes to know what is inside, his longing begins. And so his visions, when he longs for it, God reveals himself. This revelation and perception is called vision. God, from God's side, God reveals himself. Now I am able to see this sofa, I am able to see this photo, I am able to see my book. I am able to see book. The book is revealing itself. If book doesn't reveal, if it conceals itself, I cannot see. It must reveal. I am not able to see God because God is concealed. When He reveals Himself, I can perceive. The perception is in me. The quality, the capacity, the ability to see is within me. But object must reveal itself. Seeing is mine. Revelation must come from the other side. If it is concealed, I can't see. It must be revealed. So when God reveals Himself, I see. Each form, in many forms, the same Lord, who is not limited by name and form, by qualities, is not limited. So such Devata, the Lord of the universe, the absolute existence which is covering the universe, manifested as the universe, takes the form and appears. We saw in last class how the invisible humidity in the air becomes fog, mist, water droplets, rain and water, then still cooling down, it becomes hard, solid ice. From gross, invisible, subtlemost invisible state to the most toughest object, it is manifesting, it is flowing down, becoming grosser and grosser. Like that, God becomes grosser to be perceived by you. This is called vision. What is making that grossification in case of this humidity? Is the cooling down. The love of God, the ecstatic love of God, is that I am not able to live a moment without you. That longing, that sacrifice, that self-giving is what we call longing, and that makes God, that is the coolness. My longing is the coolness. It's going to cool down. God is going to manifest. Just like cooling down the air, the humidity becomes ice. Like that, cooling down. How do it cool down? My love. Love for God cools down and makes it manifest in the gross, visible form. That's called vision. Vision of God. Many divine forms. Perhaps, Sri Ramakrishna is continuing, perhaps this was his last birth. Last birth is where he is going to enter into the absolute or enter into the realm transcendental. We are in physical level of consciousness. As our consciousness expands, we become lighter and lighter, more and more spiritual. The grossification is dissolving. More lighter I become, I start ascending to higher levels of consciousness. This, perhaps this is his last birth. All the karmic load and the tendencies that with which it has come, constantly observing the divine and experiencing the divine, drops off. The karma and vasana both get dissolved. It becomes liquid and flows down as if it is going away. And then he enters into the transcendental. All that is holding him to the physical level dissolves. He ascends easily to higher level. Otherwise, there is transmigratory. Little karmic load, little vasana is pending, it takes him to the next birth. There is unfinished past momentum. I have acquired momentum. I am doing the same thing, running after the enjoyments, possessions, this, that, and all. I have acquired that momentum, lives after lives. That momentum is dragging me again into the world, this life also. This past momentum is responsible for me to take ahead. When this ends, the momentum, vasana kshaya takes place. Vasana kshaya, tattva jnana and manasha happen at a time. The moment these vasanas, tendencies, past tendencies, quench, disappear, becomes exhausted. My tendency, I don't have any tendency to run towards the world at all. All my tendencies have dissolved. Vasana has become kshaya. Vasana kshaya has got disappeared from me. What happens immediately? I get the knowledge of the self. Nothing limits me there. And this last birth means last birth from transmigration. If there is something pending, smallest karma or vasana is pending, if one tendency is there, unfinished, then I have to take another birth. One tendency to serve others, to eat something, small tendency, good tendency. I want to sacrifice my life for others. One tendency I have cultivated. All my bad tendencies have gone away. To seek enjoyments, comforts, all this have gone away. One is pending to serve others. Then also he cannot enter into the transcendental and free himself. That is going to take him forward again next birth to serve and spend. There is no end. Endlessly it moves. So, Then, when it comes to an end, all tendencies break, no more movement, it enters into the transcendental realm. That is called entering into the, if it doesn't end, it is transmigration. If it ends, the rebirth ends. He must have finished most of his duties in his previous birth. Lot of things. What is this exactly? The duties, he must have finished his duties in last life. We are in nature. We have self-awareness and awareness of the world around me. I am aware of my environment and I have the self-awareness. So these awarenesses govern my thoughts and whatever I take from nature, from others, I have to return it. I get education from my teacher. He trains me to write, read, understand, talk, and all that. Gives so many lessons. In some way or other, nature has provided me this education. I have to return this education, either working out through it or giving that vidya to others. I have learned it from some teacher. I have learned carpentry, suppose. I must utilize that carpentry to serve God or serve people, or give that vidya to other before I leave this world. This giving, returning what I have received, is debt paying back. Now, what is my duty? Wherever I have received this debt, I have to return. Parents have given me birth, I have to return. Society is looking after every my need. I have to return my gratitude, with gratitude, whatever services I can do to this world. Like this, these are the duties that are left over. So he must have done all these duties, what is to be done to the nature, to the other beings, to gods, to the mother nature. What all I have to do is my duties. Duties doesn't mean going for some office work and earning money. But he must have done his previous birth. The little that has been left undone was perhaps finished in this one. We will not be able to fulfill all our debts, repay all our debts. Some of the debts before we leave the body, some of the debts, that is, what I have to give to this world, remains, which I will be fulfilling in the subsequent births. So Sri Ramakrishna is telling maybe that some a little was pending, for that he has taken the birth, and then he is going to go away to the higher level immediately. So these debts are to be repaid. A little that had left undone was perhaps finished in this life. This life is taken exclusively that no more karma is acquired, no more vasanas or tendencies are acquired, but the last vestige of bondage and duties, he wants to make it annihilate and make it disappear. So he is advancing. One must admit the existence of tendencies inherited from previous births. That is vasana. Vasana we have to accept. There is a story about a man who practiced Shiva sadhana. He worshipped the Divine Mother in deep forest. One sadhaka was there, Divine Mother's sadhaka, and he was doing, according to Tantra, there is Shava sadhana. Shava is on the dead body, you sit and start meditating. Dead bodies come for cremation to the cremation ground. And there the dead body is placed. On that, this person sits calmly, free from all fear and any kind of mental states other than seeking divine is dissolved. Why this particular shava on the dead body one must sit is because the first thing is dead body and brought and left out or at his request placed there for a day or so. He requests someone. There is nobody for that person, or belongs to a person who nobody is there to do the final rites, or only one person is there who is his relative and friend, or a intimate relative who wants to do the final rites. So in him that responsibility is there. He is not, whether he is related or not, even if he is not a relative, his trust makes him cremate. His duties, he feels he was a friend of mine, nobody is there. I must do the cremation of this person. And then he takes to the graveyard because nobody is there. Somebody wants to utilize this body for Shava sadhana. There will be people sitting in the graveyard, especially in those days. And for even if it comes, also they meditate sitting on it. If it doesn't, also. But anyway, the sadhakas make their own arrangements by which they get the ingredients with which they do the sadhana. Here we see the sadhana is sitting on a dead body in a usually in a graveyard. Graveyard is where mind clearly perceives the impermanence of this world. Oh, nothing is going to be here. Everything is a passing event. Great, huge stone buildings have crumbled down. Everything is going away. Mountains are wearing out. The oceans are pushing sand again in some other direction to become a hill. Present hill is dissolving and entering into the ocean. How the cycle is being maintained. So this, he must have finished all this, and that person anyway comes and sits. That Shava sadhana is done. He worshipped the Divine Mother in deep forest. There is a story about a man who practiced Shava sadhana. Sitting on that Shava, they meditate. One is impermanency of the world must be seen, and dead body. This is mine also, is just a dead body. It is a dead body in which I am living. Because I am there, it is looking alive. If I move away, it becomes dead. If I sleep also, it becomes immobile. If I leave it, it is a dead matter. I am living in a dead body, and because of my living, it is alive. If I leave this body and go away, this becomes a dead body. The dead body I am sitting is in which a soul lived. Just like I am living in this body. He compares his body with the dead body. Oh, because I am there. One day it is going to become that. My attachment to body, my attraction for the body, attraction for the other gender must totally dissolve. Oh, this is just a dead body. Why should I identify? Let me be the divine, eternal divine. I want to enter the eternal divinity and know myself. So this understanding, that's why the Shava Sadhana is done. He worshipped the Divine Mother in deep forest. First he saw many terrible visions. Finally, a tiger attacked and killed him. Another man, happening to pass and see the approach of the tiger, had climbed a tree. Afterwards he got down and found all the arrangements for the worship at hand. He performed some purifying ceremonies and seated himself on the corpse. No sooner he had done a little japa than the Divine Mother appeared before him and said, "My child, I am very much pleased with you. Accept a boon from me." He bowed low at the feet of the Divine Mother and said, "May I ask you one question, Mother? I am speechless with amazement at your action. The other man worked so hard to get the ingredients for your worship. He tried to propitiate you for such a long time, but you did not consent to show him your favor. And I, who do not know anything of worship, who have done nothing, who have neither devotion nor knowledge nor love, who have not practiced any austerities, am receiving so much of your grace." The Divine Mother said with a laugh, "My child, you do not remember your previous births. For many births you tried to propitiate me through austerities. As a result of those austerities, all these things have come to hand and you have been blessed with my vision. Now ask me a boon." So the sadhaka sitting on the Shava Sadhana was doing sadhana. A day when he is sitting, a tiger attacks him. Another man was passing through the same forest, was looking at him, sitting on the... When he is nearing, he saw the tiger pouncing on him, killing him, dragging the body and going away. Then he came and saw what was here, what was going on. Oh, he saw all the ingredients of the worship are ready. He went and sat and did a little japa. Has not yet begun the puja. Before the puja, we do call on God to purify myself internally. I meditate on the Ishtadevata and do japa for some time before I begin the puja. So he had done all that and puja was to begin. A tiger, he sees, is just coming near and near. He saw a tiger pouncing on him and killing him and dragging the body. That person wonders, oh, when he has gone so far with the body, climbing, keeping it under a tree and trying to eat it, this person reaches that place and sees what was he doing, what is happening. All the puja items, everything was ready there. He was able to start his puja, or he was going through the puja, and tiger has taken away. Now he sits there, takes up his japamala from his pocket and start doing japa. He has not gone even a single round along the japamala. Then he gets a vision of Divine Mother. When he gets a vision of Divine Mother, he asks this question, Mother, he has done all this. I don't know anything. I don't even know what is worship. I don't know what are the ingredients they use in worship. How they worship you, I do not know. So I just sat and you have given me your vision. And he has been practicing from the beginning of her life and he has not seen you. He died without. What is this? Then mother says, my child, you have done lot of sadhana before. Yes, little was pending that you have finished. Just what was pending? To sit on that dead body and call on the mother. At first call itself, she presents herself there. So, Sri Ramakrishna is telling you must accept these things. One must admit the existence of tendencies inherited from last lives. Lives after lives, I am developing a tendency and carrying it forward and forward. Inherited from the previous births. From previous births, he is carrying and taking the tendencies forward. So, these tendencies, we have to accept that presence of the past tendencies. Sri Ramakrishna is telling, as a result of austerities, all these things have come to hand, you have been blessed by vision, and now you ask what your boon. Here we see Sri Ramakrishna beginning with the one must admit the existence of tendencies inherited from previous lives. The whole essence is that one day or other, in one way or other, you have to give your all to God. In one life or other, you have to you have to complete every aspect of sadhana. End the sadhana with a peaceful attainment. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.